Andrew Berry, the general manager of the Cleveland Browns, has some shocking, massive news about this quarterback position between Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. And also, GBUSH over there on X talks about Shedeur Sanders. We getting ready to talk about it all right here on Sports Talk with BROWNS. Do me a favor, you got to do me a solid. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, hype this video, share this video. Anything that you do will be highly appreciated. Once again, thank you for watching Sports Talk with BROWNS. Let's get this show started. Let's go.
He's a pillar of consistency, but you got to understand, when that last name is on your back, you're going to be attacked and ridiculed and naysayed. So we're built for that. He was raised for this moment.
Andrew Berry, the general manager of the Cleveland Browns, was at the NFL Combine talking about his quarterback situation with Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson and also Dylan Gabriel. Andrew Berry went to say these words right here. We don't have to make that decision anytime soon, Berry said on Tuesday at the NFL Combine. I think any player that we have in the room, we would expect to compete to earn a role. Those two would be no difference. Those are the words of general manager. He didn't commit to any quarterback so far on the Cleveland Brown roster. So I'm asking you, if it come down to a quarterback competition, if Deshaun Watson is healthy, who do you think will be the starting quarterback? Would it be Shedeur or would it be Deshaun Watson? Hey, some of y'all might think it might be Dylan Gabriel. So let's continue to see what Andrew Berry had to say about this quarterback position. I think the biggest thing that we want to see from Shedeur is just continue to grow, Berry said. I think he grew a lot from start 1 to start 7. I think certainly playing more efficient, not putting the ball in harm's way as much would be important while maintaining the ability to produce out of structure and generating explosive plays. He also said, you are not going to see all of that in the upcoming months because we are not on the field. So the biggest thing that he can do is learn the new offense, get in with the new coaching staff once our all-season program starts, continue to work on his body physically, and then make strides when we actually get on the grass, meaning the field. Those are the words from Andrew Berry during his press conference on yesterday. I tell you what, let's pause right now and listen to some of the words what Andrew Berry was saying at the NFL Combine on yesterday. Andrew Berry.
Right now, it's February 24th? Thank you. I appreciate it, Scott. So, we don't have to make that decision anytime soon. I think any player that we have in that room, we would expect to compete to earn a role. Those two would be no different. I think the biggest thing that we want to see from Shedeur is just continued growth. I think he grew a lot from start 1 to start 7. I think certainly, playing more efficiently, not putting the ball in harm's way as much, would be important. While maintaining the ability to produce out of structure and generate explosive plays. You're not going to see all of that in the upcoming months because we're not on the field. So the biggest thing that he can do is learn the new offense, get in with the coaching staff once our off-season program starts, continue to work on his body physically, and then make strides when we actually get on the grass. I think it's simple. Hey, get open, catch the ball, make plays with the ball in your hands. Don't really necessarily care how a guy does it, but look, we all want receivers who can get open, catch it, and create after they have in their hands. I guess thinking about the offensive line, I actually think what Chicago and what Ryan Poles did last year is a really nice model. If you think about it, they did a combination of internal development, veteran additions, and draft, right? You had Darnell Wright, who he really came into his own at right tackle this past year. They traded for Joe Thuney. They traded for Jonah Jackson. They signed Dahlman in free agency, and they drafted Ozzie Dean Trapilo in the second round. So it's a nice mixture of youth and experience, and I think that we would look to take a similar approach if the player markets line up for us. One of the biggest misconceptions is that youth equals lack of performance. I think 2 of the 3 youngest teams this past year were Philadelphia and Green Bay. I think we're a little bit unique in the NFL where it's not like, baseball where a team, a prospect has to be in the farm system for 7 years before they hit the big league level. There is certainly an adjustment period for young players, but we want to have high expectations for guys that, that come into our program to be role players, to ascend into starters, and I think we saw that this past year with this past draft class.
That was the general manager of the Cleveland Browns, Andrew Berry, speaking on the quarterback situation and the Cleveland Browns football team this upcoming season and the things that he's looking to do this offseason to improve the team. But he also said these words right here. Watson is expected to be on the Browns roster in 2026, despite not playing this past season as he rehabbed his Achilles injury he suffered in October 24. He also played in only 19 games since the Browns traded 3 first-round picks and gave him a fully guaranteed $230 million in March of 2022. Since joining the Cleveland Browns, his 33.1 total quarterback rating would rank last among qualified players. Cleveland owes Deshaun Watson $46 million in salary next year, and he has a $80.7 million cap hit in 2026, the largest in the NFL, but it will be likely be reduced by a restructure that gives the Browns more cap space in free agent. Deshaun been working really hard. He's been working his tail off, Andrew Berry said, and like I said, we are excited to go in mid-April with all our players across the roster. And also, he said these words right here about Dillon Gabriel, right? Listen. Dillon Gabriel, a 2025 third-round pick who started 6 games as a rookie, is also under contract. He may be forgotten externally, but he's not forgotten to us, Berry said. Look, Dillon is working. He's going to handle everything that's within his control. We all love Dillon Gabriel. So he's not just pushing Dillon Gabriel out the way. He will have an opportunity to compete for this starting position at that quarterback for the Cleveland Browns this offseason. So it looked like Andrew Berry saying made a best man win with this new coaching staff with Todd Monken. And also it sounds like I don't believe they're going to bring in a free agent quarterback nor draft a quarterback in the first 3 rounds. Maybe they might draft a quarterback in the 5th, 6th, or 7th round, but I just don't see them drafting a quarterback higher up than they draft this upcoming year. I just don't believe that. That ain't the way he's talking. Look like they are satisfied with the roster. Look like they're going to be the youngest team in the NFL this year. I think Philadelphia was one of the most youngest inexperienced team this year, and Cleveland Browns going to be probably 2nd or 1st this upcoming season because they got 10 draft picks they got to bring in inside the building to be a part of the team. So look like that's where they headed at. So once again, Andrew Berry haven't decided, or he didn't indicate who will be QB1 so far. Is that a good move? That's a bad move. I don't like the move personally. I believe that should come out and just say, hey, who's the starting quarterback going to be? And I guarantee it will be Shedeur Sanders. No matter what Andrew Berry is not saying, Shedeur Sanders is going to be QB1. He was the last quarterback, like Myles Garrett said, that started and came off the field from last season. So what have changed since then? No games have been played. Nobody practiced. So if Shedeur was the last quarterback that started 7 games, and if you still got this same quarterback room, Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starting quarterback. You don't saw what Dillon Gabriel could do in 6 games. You ain't seen nothing from Deshaun Watson in the last 2 years. I'm just saying. So I don't see why it's so hard to say, hey, Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starting quarterback going into camp. I don't see why. I would not play games with my teammates. I would not play games with the media. And I'm not going to play games with the fan base. I'm going to let you know. I stand up to that mic. Hoping you ask me who the starting quarterback is. The only reason why I took the job is because of Shedeur Sanders and that defense and Miles Garrett. That's just me. That's just me. All right? Hey, we got to move on. But once again, let me know down in the comments who you think will be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, or Dylan Gabriel. Let me know in the comment section. All right, we're moving on. GBUSH of the Barbershop Podcast posted over there on X these words right here about Shedeur Sanders. Let's take a look at it and see what GBUSH had to say. GBUSH said, "I don't care how many teams passed on Shedeur. What matters is Browns took him. Growth is a product of adversity. Even amidst false narrative, Shedeur the favorite to be QB1 in 2026. Sometimes God allows us to hit rock bottom so that we will discover he's the rock at the bottom." That's Garrett Bush, GBUSH of the Barbershop Podcast, talking about Shedeur Sanders and the false narrative around him. No matter how many times people say Shedeur is a 5th round draft pick, it doesn't matter. Shedeur was chosen by the Cleveland Browns. And GBUSH was saying, hey, God got Shedeur. God got Shedeur. I like that. Wrist up. W12 in the chat. Wrist up. Yeah. We with you, 12. We with you. We know you will be QB1 without a shadow of a doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show. Want to thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the broadcast, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Most important, hit the bell notification. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. Hype this video, share this video with one person. I appreciate it if you do. Once again, thank you for watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Got a live show tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Got the best chat room on YouTube, and I will be dropping another video at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Todd Monken is at the NFL Combine, and whatever he had to say, I'm going to bring it to you at that time. All right? Once again, thanks for watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Until later on, peace.